Yeah, I will talk about value co-creation and how to go about it a bit more. So here's an overview of today's workshop or the masterclass. I'll just put into the chat also the link to the slides and then get back to the slideshow. But you can also use the QR code here to download the slides.
Thank you. That's what I wanted.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully you all have access to the slides. I'll prepare them in a way that they would be useful to you later on as well, to follow them, sort of to go over again what we spoke about and the tools that I'm going to introduce to you. But to start off, I will do a short introduction to why businesses should collaborate and co-create value with creative industries or arts companies. Then I'll move on to how to collaborate and co-create value, and so what are the valuable tools, hopefully valuable tools for you to use in those processes that help to guide and then give this strategic approach to the process. Then we'll hear the case from Artwave, dear colleagues. And then you can all also try out tools yourselves as well that I'm going to introduce. So we will continue work in Miro. I will introduce it, how it works for you as well. So if you're not familiar with the platform, it's okay. And I would also like to stress that it's possible to do a group work or work in a group if you would like to discuss with others. But if you prepare to work individually, then of course that's also very much welcome. So you can choose what you prefer. And then we will end with some reflections, and we are going to use Menti for this. If you're not familiar, it's an online tool that through which you can give your feedback, and it's anonymous, so you can be as open as you wish to be. A bit about myself. My name is Kristiina. I'm located in Estonia, in Tallinn. I have over 15 years of experience in the creative industries field. First, I started in the industry as a graphic designer, then went on to manage graphic design agency and later on animation studio. But then at some point, I decided that as a creative entrepreneur or running my own creative company, I have questions especially about how to collaborate, co-create value with other companies who are not necessarily from creative industries. And no one could answer to my questions that I had. So I decided to go to academia and research this topic and try to find the answers myself. And I will share with you what I found so far. So today I consult CCI organizations and companies, help them in different ways. For example, when they're preparing funding proposals. But as I said, I also research the field. I work with different universities, give lectures. I'm also a supervisor for various master theses. And to give back to the field or to develop the creative industries field even more, I'm also part of different European-wide projects to contribute to the developing or the development of CCIs. For example, the project called EQIP that works with creating new policies needed for the sector. This is about me. So as promised, first a short introduction. Why should businesses collaborate and then co-create value with the arts companies or with the culture and creative industries? So if you come from the creative sector or from the arts, then I'm sure you know that when we talk about the business side of things, then creative companies are not business as usual, right? That there's something different about creative companies, and to give overview or more insights into that, what I like to use is the CCI lens that I've developed that you can see here, which sort of gives an overview of the characteristics, unique characteristics of creative industries and companies within it. And it all starts with creative core, right? The talent is in the center of creative companies, creative business ideas. So it has its origin in individual creativity, skill, and talent. Without it, nothing happens. That's what we build on in creative companies. And this offers this unique opportunity to add unique value to companies from other sectors as well, for example, healthcare. And this allows innovation to take place and happen. So this talent from creative industries can actually create unique added value to other sectors as well, for example, healthcare. And also in creative industries, we deal with symbolic goods, which means that what we create, our products and services, they are not just about the tangible characteristics, but its value or their value is also in symbolic meanings, that we deal with ideas, images, emotions, experiences. So it has much more deeper impact than toothpaste, for example. So again, this is something that the companies or organizations from other sectors can use. And then what I would like to call the superpower of creative industries is that we actually create spillover effect, which means that what we do, what we offer, it actually has broader impact on places, society, economy at large, through overflow of ideas, skills, knowledge, and different capital. For example, when we think about organizing arts and well-being festival in a small rural area somewhere, then in addition to the value that the festival creates, through workshops, keynotes, presentations, and so on. So the actual activity of the festival, in addition to that, people who are attending the festival, they will travel there, so they will buy tickets. So transportation sector gains from it. If it's a 2-day festival, for example, they need to sleep somewhere. So accommodation, hotels in the area get revenue. Also, these people, they want to eat something, they want to drink something. So in the same rural area, they will go to restaurants, to cafeterias. So you see the Arts and Wellbeing Festival that we are organizing, it actually supports or has this bigger impact on the place that it takes place, but also the common economy that is there. So this is something that I advise creative companies, for example, when they prepare funding proposals, not to forget about that what you do actually has this larger impact, and to show it. So this is why other sectors or other companies should want to work with us, who create value with us, the creative companies, but also inherent to creative companies, as you I'm sure know, is that they're mainly micro or small companies, meaning 1-2 people perhaps. So we actually have limited resources, and here again, co-creation with partners, with audience, with others, is very beneficial. And also when we think about scaling up our creative business, and doing it alone can be challenging. So again, it's good to co-create and do something together with partners and not alone. And also, I'm sure every creative company or every creative here knows that we need to mitigate the need for different skills and roles. That in creative companies, we are not just the artist or the talent. We also have to, do the taxes, do the marketing, know about latest technology to be relevant. So, this need for skills and roles. And again, this can be eased or made simpler together with partners from other industries, for example, care. And as an example, there's this encouragement, EU level encouragement to collaborate and co-create value, not to work alone. I'm sure many of you know the Creative Europe program. So the problem is that CCI organizations, as said, are often small, and we have limited resources to operate and do things. But at the same time, we have this huge potential. So our sector can contribute to much needed innovative solutions, also to well-being sector, and especially during the current mental health crisis, to use the tools and methods that we have to benefit health sector as well. So yeah, the Creative Europe program is something that actually funds this kind of value co-creation projects as well. So as a short introduction, yeah, the key takeaway from here is that the CCI businesses need to collaborate with other businesses and they with us to create much needed innovative solutions, also in arts and well-being. And how to do it? What are the tools to use for this value co-creation process? How to do it well? Simon Sinek has said that we know true collaboration happened when the idea can no longer be traced to one person. So that's the perfect collaboration or co-creation. And also that rule books tell people what to do, but frameworks guide people on how to act. And also rule books insist on discipline, while frameworks allow for creativity. So this is something that I've aim to do, create a value co-creation framework, not a rule book. And it's rooted in over 6 years of research. I'm not going to dig into the research. Here's a link. You can read more about the research behind my tools from my doctoral thesis or the publications that I've published. But yeah, the tools. I believe it's crucial to know the right tools at the right time, what to use at the right time. So I've developed 4 canvases as main tools to use, but there are also some supportive tools like models, card, and map. But when you think about the process to start to create value together, to start with the cooperation, then the first step is to understand why we work together to make this process successful. So the first tool that you can use is motivation canvas. And it helps you and your partners to map out your motivations to cooperate, why to cooperate. Then moving on, when we know why we want to work together, then we move on to how we work together. So setting up the value co-creation. There's a value co-creation map that gives you an overview of the process if you need it. But the main tools are value co-creation canvas to map out how you're going to work together with your partner, and also the co-process canvas, so that once you're already co-creating value with your partners, then to keep an eye on the process and map it out. And during the value co-creation, it's the process itself. It's important to keep in mind the collaboration side of it. And the research shows that mental models tend to play a role there, but often we do not pay attention to them or we do not realize it. So I've developed also a collaborator model and card as a process overview or overview tools, but also a collaborator canvas that you can use to map out the mental models. So here you can see the main tools, the canvases. So the first one is motivation canvas, which helps you to understand the motivations, the value co-creation canvas, sort of the starting point for starting the value co-creation, and then to move on to co-process canvas and collaborator canvas as well. And here are the supportive tools that I mentioned, the collaborator model to understand this collaboration process and where the mental models may influence it, and also collaborator card to understand and get this deeper insight into the potential mental models, but also the value co-creation process canvas. But today we will focus on the motivation canvas and value co-creation canvas, as I said, sort of the starting points. And you can access all the other ones from collaboratewithcci.com, which is an online knowledge base that will be soon launched. So you can already sign up there and get all the tools for free. But yeah, today we will talk about motivation canvas and the value co-creation canvas, the two ones up there a bit more. So the motivation canvas first. I suggest you to use it in a preparatory phase. For example, when you think about a value co-creation project with your partner, for example, from healthcare or well-being sector, then use it at the beginning of the process to understand why you should work together. So it's helpful because it helps to understand and dig into or facilitate the process of discussing why actually we want to work together. So it helps you to avoid possible future conflicts and also to set common goals so that you're from the get-go, you're on the same page. And how to use it, if you're familiar with the business model canvas, then it's similar. Use it post-it notes for different sectors or sections here and topics to map out your key insights, ideas, observations. And when you use post-it notes, then it's easy to rearrange information and replace it if necessary through the process. And because understanding and talking about motivations is rather personal and intimate process, then it's also important to think about how you facilitate these discussions and how you create safe space to have open discussion and brainstorming with your partner. Here's an example filled out for mental health center who wants to work with a contemporary painter. So you can see the gains, the pains, the passions, awards for creative side, so yourself, and also for your partner, the corporate side, to understand the gains, pains, what are the practical things that you want to achieve together and what you want to avoid through value co-creation. And passion and award, they deal with inner aspirations. Passion, what motivates you, your inner motivation, why to do it, and award, something from outside that you would gain, hopefully. We will look at those examples later on as well when we start with the group work, but this is for your reference. And then the other one is value co-creation canvas. The research shows that for good value co-creation that achieves the goals that you want, it's important to pay attention to dialogue, access, transparency, and risks and benefits in the process. And this canvas helps you to focus on these aspects and to have these discussions with your partner. It's good to use this tool at the start of the the project. For example, when you're preparing value co-creation project proposal, so that you and your partner are sort of on the same page, how you're gonna co-create value, how the process is gonna be. So it helps to discuss and agree on how you're going to work together during your value co-creation. Yeah, and it has all the important building blocks into it. And again, you can use the Post-it notes to map out your thoughts, put them on the canvas, and then you can move around. And again, the same thing as with motivation canvas, that it's something personal. It should be honest and open discussion between you and your partner. So again, think about how to create this safe space to facilitate this open discussions. And again, here's an example for the same project idea. So the contemporary painter working with mental wellness center. You can take a look at it, and it's also later on when we start with the workshop. But key takeaways from here is that these tools that I introduced to you, that they allow strategic framework for your arts and well-being projects so that they can succeed, that it's not random, that it's not chaotic, but things are agreed on and thought through from the get-go. And it's also important to keep in mind that the process of having these discussions facilitated by these canvases is as important as the end result. Yeah, and as I said, I invited you sign up on collaborate with cci.com to have access to all the canvases and more information. It's the knowledge base that will be launched soon. Wonderful, but I will stop now so that we can hear more about ArtWave experience.
I'd love to invite you to sort of get grounded in your seat, feel the floor in your feet there, beneath your feet, and your sort of sit is also deep into your seat. And I'm just going to ask you to take a couple of breaths deeper than you were before through your nose, feeling this expansion in your belly. Your belly gets bigger when you breathe in. Your ribs expand. We're getting open and then out again. And I'd love to give you kind of in your seated position, our diva pose. Okay, that's going to be our power pose, bringing the arms up, all the way up to the ceiling, and feeling the energy from your feet through your seat up to the ceiling. Trying to leave your shoulders down and your chest open and just feel that power. Your eyes are open, your hands are open, and you're taking the power from below through you, sending it up, and bringing the power from above through you, bringing it down. And take a deep breath in that position. Feel all that energy coming in for the effort you're making. You can twist that position once to the left, get some of those toxins out, twisting your belly, twisting your body, staying open and up and power position. One more deep breath and then just dropping it down. That's our diva pose for today. And just take a second to feel what that feels like in your body, what energies come in. And take another deep breath. See what has changed. This is something you can do anytime, if you're taking a little break in between something, if you need a little energy quickly, if you have to go into a pitch session or a webinar. I was doing it just before our webinar. It really activates from the outside in those moments that we need to feel that power. So anybody want to give some, do you want to go on, Bea, or how shall we?
I could go on with a hum, because now we were breathing and we're getting in this wonderful position. And let's stay in this upright position and put our hands on the chest. And we all need a voice, right? And we're giving now an inner sound massage with a hum. Let's hum through all of Europe. I think you come from all the corners in Europe. So let's hum through Europe. I give you a tone and try to chime in or sing or hum your tone with it. And feel the vibrations. Take a deep breath when you have to. One more time. Beautiful. Did you feel it vibrate? It vibrates through the whole body, and this is so, the vibrations bring us a lot of good things, a lot of health. It's how do you, it energizes the vagus nerve that is good for our healing.
Does anybody want to give any feedback? Did anybody feel anything or have any questions about that before we leap in? You can raise a hand or just chime in with your warmed up voice. No.
Maybe in the end.
Okay, great. Well, you're absolutely welcome to chime in anytime as we show you a little bit about what we've been doing with our startup in founding Artwave.
So as you might have noticed, Jennifer and I, we are opera singers and have spent over 60 plus years combined performing on stages around the world, witnessing firsthand the profound impact that arts have on people, emotionally, mentally, and physically. But then 5 years ago, the world changed when COVID hit, and we saw the urgent need for new ways to help people experience the healing power of the arts. So we became passionate about using technology to make that power more personal, accessible, and evidence-based.
So we've been developing different projects. The one we started with is the Artwave app. This is an app that is meant to help people find microdoses of art to suit their feeling or the moment they're in. We developed and co-developed a project with the Arts for Health Austria called Aufatmen. That's an online singing program based on the Breathe program out of London. That was our second project, and we are also developing and doing workshops for organizational health. We've been really excited about the different feedback we've been getting, and we've already done some research, so we have some co-creation stories we can share with you about each of those projects. Bea, you can start with that.
I remember the moment about co-creation very vividly, because we were sitting at the table with the researchers from the Vienna-based Artist Lab, and we were discussing our app and the study. But what stood out for us the most, it wasn't just the research, it was the fact that we as artists were sitting there as equals, as co-creators, and that was something very new for the two of us. So lived experience, artistic expertise, and scientific knowledge are finally being valued side by side. For us, co-creation means true collaboration where all voices matter. It's about exchanging knowledge and building something meaningful together. For example, Aufatmen had many stakeholders. We had aufatmen, this program for long COVID patients, singing and breathing program. So we had the doctors, we had the music therapists, we had opera singers, breath experts, and we had the long COVID self-help group. We coordinated this. Have I forgotten someone, Jennifer?
No, I think that was, that was our crowd.
So,
Of course, policy, government, we were working
yes, government,
city of
exactly.
Vienna, also with theaters. Actually, that was a huge one.
That was a very huge one. So we had many people, stakeholders coming together, and it was a real co-creation and across the field. And it's also a path to sharing power and knowledge more equally. But co-creation isn't always easy, that must be said. We could give you an example about that if you would like. I don't see you now. Do you want to hear about some difficulties? So yes. So for example, we had a study, and the partners for the study neglected their responsibility to go ahead. And so at the very late moment, we understood that it wouldn't happen from their side. So we had to step in, and this was a lot of sweat and fear. And we were trying things out we have never done before. And there's a big shout out to Dr. Graber, who helped us immensely with this. So we've got some learning from that, right, Jennifer? That you have to be very careful and very sensible about how you really separate the tasks. And
separate the tasks and set up expectations, like Kristiina was talking about, right? That everybody from the very beginning is clear about the motivation and about the expectations for each party, and then about how they will be, the steps to how the deliverables will be delivered. So here, that's where our mistake was, I think, because we were new and they were actually the ones who were more professional. We assumed they knew when they would hand us in their things, and each time we met, we were like, so when is this coming? And they were like, yeah, we're working on it. And then they just never delivered. And in hindsight, had we had a program where we said, okay, 2 weeks before it has to be like this, and 1 week, this would have been a much easier and more structured way, and we would have known much sooner what was going to happen, which was we had nothing. So yeah.
But this is Kristiina showed it so wonderfully. So the more clear you can be in preparation, the better. And it might be overwhelming sometimes about this organization, but it's absolutely necessary. So, but co-creation can change all lives involved, like it did for us. We enjoyed very much being the bridge in this project. And this is the regenerative cycle that Arts for Health projects can create.
Yeah, that was really exciting to really, you really need a different vocabulary kind of for each group, in academia, in business, in government, in the arts, and learning, to speak these languages with each of these groups. And then of course the patients too, because the patient group was also very special. Yeah, that's a long process, but quite fascinating. And when it works, it's extremely satisfying and rewarding. Yeah, absolutely. And of course, an enrichment for us.
So for us, as we can just tell it from our trainers, and they're also opera singers, and from us, every encounter, it's not being on the stage that we know, but it's so giving. From what you get back from these interventions is not comparable and has really a different quality, and we would never want to miss that again in our artists' lives.
Yeah.
We are this. I don't want to interrupt you, but we are a bit running out of time. I like what you are telling, but can you please share with us what are the products that you developed with your partners, and what are the, let's say, like selling?
So
Do you want to put the projects back, Bea?
yeah, or do you want to go on with metrics?
Yeah, Datsa, you want us to talk about the products specifically?
Just because, Bea, actually, we see just one slide from your presentation, at least on my screen. And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I am sorry.
yeah,
Ah,
worries. Yeah, nice. So now I see workshops, app, and training.
Yeah.
Good.
do you
Yeah,
see that now? What do you see now?
we see the first slide. Yes, that there is an app and workshop and
And
apartment.
exactly.
I have
Yes.
actually the co-creation, and then should I go to metrics?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you
Perfect.
see that now?
We are on the fourth slide now. Everyone has a role to play.
There's our metrics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that exciting. But we have been following, there are metrics involved in all the projects in the app. Of course, we did do a scientific study with the University of Vienna. So a lot of data got collected there, and that was really exciting. Data being collected in questionnaires, live, being collected on the app, and getting statistically analyzed. In Aufatmen, we had data being collected before the project, and then afterwards in feedback groups. So we had individual discussions, and then at the end, as a big group, getting feedback. And we also have written testimonials from them, and I would say that is the most and satisfying and exciting when you really hear what people have to say. And we've noticed that each group we have, every time we get feedback, we are learning. So we are constantly iterating, constantly co-creating, constantly making the product and the service better through that feedback. So that's really, really important. I know we're running out of time, Datsa. Do you want to go to any questions and answers, or how would you like us to
Is
proceed?
it anything you wanted to share, anything else with us for
The next
today?
slide. Bea, the next slide, maybe how to stay in touch with us.
Yeah. Okay. So
It's still the fifth slide.
there's this funny.
Metrics. Mm-hmm.
Does it work now?
No. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, it takes a time from Austria to come over there.
It happens. Right.
So this would be our last slide here.
Yes. So we would love for you all to reach out with any questions you have. We're really excited to be kind of pioneers here, trying to start a business, and we've learned so much. We've been at this for 5 years, actually, almost 4.5 years. So please feel free to reach out to us on our website and to join our newsletter. That would be wonderful. You can also sign up to be a beta tester on the app. We're developing the MVP at the moment. So that's going to be a process over the next few months, but updates are available. And yes, follow us on LinkedIn. Exactly. And we're here to be a resource as well to any of you in this process.
Thank you,
Okay.
ladies. Big applause to you.
Other
Yeah, thank you
questions?
for the practical this part as well. It's always good to see what we are talking about in a practice. So nice. Do you think that your presentation can be shared afterwards
Of
Yes.
course.
with people? Okay, great. So then I invite again Kristiina. Maybe you have few words to say about what Jennifer and Bea just talked about briefly, and then we can jump to the practical task of today's workshop.
Yeah, definitely, exactly. It's I have the same experience first of with the practical side of things, that and seen so many projects that it is difficult to co-create when you know, the process is not set up and things are not agreed upon from the get-go, and I've, yeah, also seen good projects struggle because of it, and it's not, you know, necessary. But from the content side, I think it's a wonderful example, and it illustrates perfectly what also the research shows, that that CCIs, that the tools, the methods that we use, that it's this secret tool or power to change and improve so much. So this cross-sectorial collaboration, co-creation, it's so much needed, especially during challenging times like at the moment. So thank you so much for what you're doing, and good luck to keep going and not to give up even with the struggles may happen.
Yes, and if I may add, let not the struggles hinder you to do the project. This is really important. I mean, we've yeah, be powerful and just go on courageous and do what you imagine for a better world.
But I think that this is something that artists are quite good at, right? Taking rejection, you know, and struggle, and going back, trying again, you know, and so that's been really fun to lean back on those, you know, the resilience tools we have from 30-year careers as performers.
Exactly, yeah. We are a resilient bunch.
I didn't hear the question or comment from somebody else. If somebody was trying to say something, just.
In the chat, someone asked if your app is available to download.
Not yet. It's a web-based app and it's still in development. But if you write to us and get on our list, we can be sending you the link to the web-based app. I think we're going to send that out next month, and we'd love to have as many testers as we can. So go ahead and write to us, and we'll get you on the list.
Yeah, if you go on the website, and you can sign up for the to be a tester. So we would love that.
Wonderful. I guess if it's okay, we can move on with the practical side of things. So we will continue our work in Miro. Let me switch to Miro. We'll put the link to chat as well, so that you can all join me here. Yeah, so I said at the beginning, you can work in groups if you want to have discussions, but if you prefer to work individually, then that is also perfectly fine. If you're new to Miro, so this is the board. You can move around here. At the beginning here are guidelines and some instructions. And then there are groups. At the moment, we have 15. But if you prefer to work alone and you need more, then here you see the examples. Just copy them and use them. You can also see the examples, filled out examples that I showed you. But to start with the guidelines and also to make things bigger, I've seen people sometimes struggle with it. At the bottom here, you can see the percentage and the plus and minus. So if you click on the plus, you can make things better. So in fact, you can write quite small letters, but you can still read them once you zoom in. So just to ease your work, I've presented here a case example that you can use. It's an imaginary idea about the IT company who wants to create a well-being program for the employees and do it in collaboration with the arts company. So the IT company wants to improve employees' mental health and also encourage them to work more in the office, so to come out from home and then to create better synergy. So you can choose what arts company they would like to work with, if it's an independent actor, graphic designer, dancer, or someone else. But it's not compulsory to use this case example. It's just here to make things easier for you in case you do not have idea at the moment. But definitely you can use your own idea. And then you can start with the motivation canvas. As you can see here, example, filled out example about the mental health center and painter. Here I put 20 minutes, but because we are a bit behind time, let's give it 15 minutes if it's okay with you. So there are 4 sections, gain pain, so the practical things that you want to achieve through your co-creation, and what you want to avoid the pains, and also the passion and awards. So the aspirations, what's your inner motivation, why you want to do it, and why your partner would want to do it, and also what may be the outside awards. Here you can see some examples as well to inspire you. And once you work with the motivation canvas, as said, you should have about 15 minutes for that. Then you can move on to the value co-creation canvas. Again, there are 4 main sections here: dialogue, access, transparency, and risk benefits. Here's a filled out example to inspire you for the same case, to see what possibly could be here. But I think it's also important to stress that there are no right answers here, right? So do not be afraid, you cannot fail here. It depends on the project, on the partners, what you want to co-create, how you want to do it. So yeah, just an option for you to try it out. Down here you can see also the guidelines for both canvases, if you feel they are helpful or beneficial. And yeah, I will be here in the main room so that you can come and ask questions during, if you should have some during the work. And I guess we can open the breakout rooms not to lose any more time, and you can yeah, choose which canvas you would like to use to fill out. And also a technical thing, how to create and use the post-its I have here. So on the left side here, it's a sticky note. You click on it and click on the canvas, and then it appears, and then you can write here. And you don't have to worry about, you know, making it bigger or smaller, because the text is going to fit itself in the sticky note. And then you can, you know, have another one, or just, you know, move it around, place it where you feel that it's right places. Yeah, I think I've given the instructions so that you should be able to start working yourself. If you work in a group, then have good discussions. Decide if you want to use this case study, or you would like to use your own idea or project. And yeah, just try to go through the canvases and try them out, how they feel. Yeah, and I'll be here in the main room, so if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. But I think, yeah, now we can open the breakout rooms, and yeah, just I will try to keep the time for you as well, to let you know how much time you have left.
Hello, I share the screen, right?
Sure. Yes, thank you.
Okay. I hope it works.
Since we're talking, thank you so much. We are so honored and happy to be here with you today, and excited to share the floor with Kristiina. And this is such important work, learning and having step-by-step processes for artists getting into business. We've been on this journey for several years now, many years, and it's incredible, that process of just learning vocabulary, learning the steps. It's also different. So So it's really great that these tools exist. And I'd love to start, or we'd love to start with some of the work we do. And since the workshop is about power, unlocking power, and we are all entrepreneurs of some sort and need power.
So welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a nice time trying out the canvases. To do a quick reflection round on your experience, please go to menti.com. You can use your phones. If you have smartphones, it's, I guess, the easiest. So if you just go menti.com and type in the code that you see up here, and then you can answer the first question. So how was your experience working with the canvases? Was it easy, or were some parts easy, some were more complicated, or you feel you still need to learn more about it? So if you go to menti.com and use the code up here, then you can, oh, I see first person has arrived. Wonderful. Welcome.
That's me.
Good. Very good.
And this is an anonymous thing, the menti.com?
Exactly, yes. This is anonymous. Yeah. So that no one will know who said what. So it gives you the freedom to be honest and open. That's the idea behind it. So that, yeah. So I see that some parts were easy, some were more complicated, which I guess is absolutely normal for a rather intense and short session like we had today, that it takes time to really dig deeper into the canvases and all the nuances there and try it out. Yeah. I don't see if someone else is on their way to here to the Menti, because I see we have 20 participants, but only 8 are at the moment here in Menti. But then again, if you have difficulties, technical difficulties reaching Menti, it's not compulsory. It's just nice to have some reflections.
I would just say, if I may, that it's maybe not so much about that some parts were more complicated. The thing is that we probably needed more time. It's not
Exactly.
about it, being too complex, but just the need of more time, especially to work in a group, because it's usual.
Yeah.
You get together with
Exactly.
some interesting people. So first couple of minutes go to get to know each other, and okay, what should blah blah. So and then it's time is over.
Exactly. There's some canvas and the time is already over. Okay. Yeah, of course that's yeah, definitely how it is. Okay, not to lose time, I have 3 questions altogether. So the second one is, what would be the main keywords you would use for your experience with the canvases? So you can just type in and send them. And again, they're all anonymous. So yeah, I wouldn't know who said exactly what, just, your reflection. What pops to your mind first? Nice. Complex, structured, engaging, useful, effective tool, interesting, good, challenging, inspiring. Thought-provoking. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's very nice to hear. Forward-moving, detailed, clear. Yeah, that's these are very good keywords to receive and to see. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for this. It's very helpful feedback to me as well, going forward and thinking about what to research next. So I see useful is a great keyword here. Mm-hmm. And then the last question is if there are some insights you would like to share. So now it's just open-ended. You can write whatever you would like. Yeah, as we heard already, that more time is always useful for group work, to have time to get to know each other and to have fruitful discussions, and then also to try out the tools.
Would you be interested more in getting some insight on the method? You know, how?
Yeah, definitely. Whatever you feel like would be beneficial to share, or you would like to share. I'm grateful for all the insights and all the feedback. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Tools are fantastic. Needs time to practice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wonderful. And at the same time, absolutely logical. Yeah, definitely. More time is needed. It's just an introduction, really, right? Important to network with others in here. The maps are a great tool to use in the future. Good. More time, yes. Mm-hmm. Those business kind of look simpler than they are. Mm-hmm. It takes lots of time to really do it properly. Exactly, yeah. And that this is what they're meant for, sort of a tool to facilitate discussions, to so that there should be a process around filling out those canvases, so that they are actually not that the 15 minutes and tick, 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 it's done. Yeah, definitely. The canvases are a good way to put your thoughts in some order. Good. So they are, I'm glad that you also find them useful. Mm-hmm. Thank you for the workshops. More time for the practical part. Mm-hmm. Great to network with other participants. Mm-hmm. Useful to network with others. Good, good. So it's nice that you had different benefits and gains, networking, and also some new useful tools to use in the future. Wonderful. Looking at the time, I leave this open, so you can still send in your insights. I will not close it, but I will stop share to give a chance for Dace to also do her feedback that's needed. Thank you so much for my side, for everyone to participate.